While other guys are starving out here, this dude's been living in the wild for a year. He built a hillside villa with 1,000 stones and even installed a custom fireplace. Plus, the living room's got plenty of space to stretch out. Seriously, not a bad crib for the apocalypse. He treks through the dense jungle and arrives at this piece of prime real estate. Our guy, Defa, is ready to build his forever home on this slope. First things first, he's got to clear out all the weeds. Got to get himself a clean slate to work with. Don't let the incline fool you. Defa knows exactly what he's doing. With his trusty shovel, he attacks the dirt like it owes him money. Boom! A perfectly level foundation pad. He lays out some string to mark the perimeter and starts digging the foundation trenches. You know what they say, a good house needs a foundation that's deep and strong. Defa knocks it out in just half an hour. Next, he heads off to find some logs. Thanks to a storm last night, the forest is littered with fallen trees. These premium logs are the perfect building material. Defa doesn't hesitate to split them in half. Judging by the thickness, this old tree was at least 50 years old. Out of respect for this fallen giant, Defa is going to give it a new purpose. He chops off the corners with his axe, squaring up the edges. Then he pulls out his ancient, secret weapon to smooth this log down. Gotta make it nice and round so it can handle any terrain. Next, he uses his handy auger to drill a hole. And just like that, a wooden wheel. But of course, a wilderness king like him has more than one trick up his sleeve. He continues shaping the round log into a square beam. Then he planes it down until it's perfectly smooth, turning a raw log into usable lumber. Once all the parts are ready, he cuts them to the right size. A few quick moves, and it all comes together. The support frame connects to the axle, and once assembled, it's a perfect little wheelbarrow. I gotta say, that whole process was incredibly smooth. Now, with a handy tool to help him out, hauling heavy stones is gonna be way easier. He lays the foundation and starts building up the walls. He also makes sure to leave an opening for the fireplace. That'll make cooking indoors a breeze. Most importantly, it's a guaranteed source of heat. As he builds the chimney flue higher, Defa gathers some dry firewood. You know the drill. He lights a fire to cure the mortar. With a wisp of smoke rising from the chimney, he puts on a kettle of fresh spring water. While the water heats up, he brings over a few more planks. After some precise woodworking, each plank has a mortise and tenon. This allows them to interlock perfectly. He's making a door frame that's nearly 7 feet tall. To be fair, he also frames out a spot for a window.
That way, natural light won't be an issue. Even though every stone has a different shape, Defa manages to make them all fit perfectly. Every surface is smooth and flush. Every angle is just right. As the walls get higher, Defa grabs a few more sturdy logs. He carves out notches with a chisel, and then assembles them all. Even without a single nail, this thing is absolutely solid. Soon, with the rhythmic sound of hammering, Defa has himself a sturdy scaffold. This will make building the roof way easier. He works until nightfall before finally calling it a day. He whips up a simple wooden bed frame, then lights his oil lamp for a soft glow in the darkness. After a long day, it's time to eat. Check out this huge slab of pork. Man, that's making my mouth water. While others starve for days in the wild, Defa's having himself a little barbecue every night. He roasts it in the fireplace to perfection. After being forged in the sacred flames, Defa can finally dig into some delicious roasted meat. With a full belly, Defa falls asleep by the warmth of the fire. The next day arrives, and Defa is up and at it early. He continues working his way around, capping the stone walls. To prevent any risk of carbon monoxide poisoning, he builds the chimney up over 3 feet high. Now the whole stone house is really starting to look like a home from the front. But to make the roof extra sturdy, he needs high-quality spruce logs like these. They'll make for some solid roof beams. First, he lays out the general shape. Then, he cuts the logs to the required length. One end of the log needs a tenon carved into it. Now all the pieces are ready to go. Next, he digs some holes and sets the support posts firmly inside. Then he connects the beams to the posts. Every joint has to fit snugly. He packs the base with dirt to weld it in place. Now he can start on the roof. They say there are no slackers in the wild, and Defa's skills are definitely top tier. Whether it's building with stone or joining logs together, every move he makes is like a master at work. After installing the main roof beam, or ridge pole, he connects the rafters on both sides. This creates a stable, triangular frame. Some relationships are unstable, but a triangle frame is solid as a rock. If you ask me, the ultimate shelter is a combination of stone and wood. A shelter built this way is pretty much perfect, and it seems Defa agrees with me. Soon the gables are filled in. Then Defa brings another cartload of stones to finish and reinforce the top of the chimney. I gotta say, just watching this smooth process is incredibly satisfying. A true master can learn just by watching these wilderness builds. That's how you master the craft. While I've been talking, Defa has already put several purlins in place. Now with an unbreakable frame, it's time for the classic finishing touch. First, he needs to make another scaffold. It'll make climbing up and down a lot easier. He props 2 ladders against each other, then connects them with 2 crossbeams. Now the base is as steady as can be. Time to start the actual roof decking. Defa lays down the planks one by one. He arranges them in neat, even rows. He also uses wooden pegs to secure them. He works his way up, overlapping each row. This triangular roof is not only super stable, but it also effectively sheds rain and snow. After trimming the edges, he starts on the chimney flashing. To create a good seal with the wooden planks, Defa fills the gaps with clay. Finally, he adds a cap to the chimney, and with that, the shelter is pretty much done. If it's missing anything, it's a railing around the patio. I have to say, Defa is a master of the mortise and tenon. Thanks to his little wheelbarrow, hauling building materials is a piece of cake. He goes nearby and finds some discarded flagstones. They're all uniform in thickness and a good size. With a little bit of cleaning and arranging, he can pave the rough ground. Even though each stone is irregularly shaped, Defa manages to arrange them perfectly. In one fell swoop, he even paves the entrance. But he's not done yet. To give the shelter more dimension, Defa carves steps into the hillside. A pair of skilled hands can fix anything. Although the space doesn't look huge, he has absolutely nailed the aesthetic. To really elevate the whole vibe, Defa even adds a turf border for some greenery. Gotta say, this setting is awesome. Now that the exterior looks good, to make sure he sleeps comfortably, Defa decides to build himself a solid wood bed. He processes each log one by one. Some need a mortise carved out, others need a tenon. Then he assembles all the pieces, and ends up with a pretty impressive solid wood bed. He tests it out. It can easily hold his 180 pounds. In one go, he joins the remaining boards together to make an essential piece of furniture, a dining table. Might as well make a matching bench while he's at it. After a long day of work, it's time to eat again. You see, Defa forages in a nearby patch of reeds. Since this area is connected to the riverbed and has a lot of mud at the bottom, anyone with experience knows there are treasures hidden here. As Defa feels around, he quickly catches a few catfish and eels. A happy Defa cleans them right there by the river and takes the opportunity to wash off the day's grime. By the time he gets back, the sky is already getting dark. Defa lights a fire. Defa lights a fire, and soon a wisp of smoke rises from the chimney. Defa decides to smoke a yellow croaker. He roasts them in the fireplace for a good long while, and then he can eat a fragrant and delicious meal. Look at Defa enjoying his food. The dark and windy night passes. The next morning, Defa is woken by the chirping of birds. He hurries up to check on his smoked fish. It's looking dark and crispy, not bad. After filling his stomach, he goes to collect more wood and discovers an abandoned fishing boat. Judging by how dilapidated it is, it's been here for a long time. But Defa isn't one to waste anything. He removes the hinges and the door handle from the boat. Good parts should be put to good use. He even takes the window from the boat. I'm telling you, Defa is a master of frugal living. Using local materials, he embodies the spirit of waste not, want not. After carrying it all back, Defa removes the outer window panels. He carefully removes the intact pane of glass. Defa plans to use it for the main door of his shelter. He was just wondering where to get glass, and here it is. He chisels a groove into one side of the wood frame, then adds boards to both sides. The middle section is perfect for holding the glass. For the bottom part of the door, he just slides the planks in. Now he just needs to lock it all in with wooden pegs. Then he installs the salvaged hinges. He makes sure they're perfectly joined for life. For better or worse, till death do they part. Now the wooden door is pretty much finished. To be fair, he also needs to add a window, and with that, the lighting issue is completely solved. But as a wilderness king, just this isn't enough. Defa mixes the leftover charcoal ash with water. After stirring it evenly, a true master only needs one hand to make the job look incredibly smooth. Now, whether you look at it from the front or the side,